live. I just went live just because it would be funny.
It's a live warning.
So this is in fact all live.
See.
I feel like those rules work in the stream as well.
Yeah, all I want
The
people
final
to
rules
hear
of chat.
from my voice is no nipple twisting. That's it.
It's alright, chat. You can nipple twist me. I'm down.
Consent has been given.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Oh.
now I spend time messing with the bot to create a slash NT command.
I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly certain, like, out the screen with our faces, like, faded in, just as we had, as you said that, Jamie, so. Chef kiss, just chef kiss. Incredible. Couldn't have been better.
That would be correct.
5 minutes, whatever that was, yeah.
Donate 100 bits to nipple twist one of the characters. Donate 1,000 bits to nipple twist one of the players.
800.
Good morning, folks. I don't know what to say about all that, really.
There's nothing to say.
Are we actually live?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yes. Most certainly,
You
yes.
can have to just have a look at, like, the Twitch term of service just quickly. Just like,
To be fair, all of this is fair game as long as we don't show any nipples.
Yeah,
as
Which
long
as
is
it's
like
through clothing.
enough. Enough of that.
Nipples
oh,
hidden.
well, in that case.
They don't like the fact that they don't mind that they exist. They just don't like to be
Be
made
reminded.
viscerally aware that they exist.
I'm okay with the existence of nipples. I just wouldn't want them to look after my children.
Which is really
And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're done for the day. I can't.
there's no
I
where does one go
No.
from here?
There is nowhere to go from here.
Do I just take us offline again? We do-
Oh, goodness.
Thank you, by the way, Chantal, for taking over running tech this morning. Although I'm not sure what it is you're doing with those 2 pieces of wood. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with tech.
I mean, it's funny that the tech that involves
Oh.
a lot more tech was easier than this that I'm now doing, which is my wormwood thing
Oh, it's your
that
dice
I
tower.
picked up and it fell apart, and now I have to build it again. So come back to me later.
Excellent. So we'll start with Chantal.
building.
We'll start with Alexandria for the recap.
Oh no, everything is difficult, especially
yeah.
for me.
Especially for you. Yeah. So good morning, folks. Thank you very much for joining us. Chaos is reigning supreme today, but that's okay. It's well paid. And yeah, we've got a game to play, I guess. So yeah, does anyone remember where we are? Something fight with vampires is sort of all I got as a note here, but I know there's probably more to it than that.
I distinctly remember everyone approving of my decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really
that
glad
definitely
that's
happened.
what you remember, because I do not.
I am safe and secure behind a door in an inn, just having a chill time generally.
Renee, she is complaining about Alexandria's butt,
Mhm.
Oh,
What a
dude.
dumbass.
but we're not talking about Alexandria's ass in that case.
Context. No.
No context for you. All right. So yeah. Just because. Given the person who has made the most we will use the phrase intriguing decisions of late. Let's start with Chevalier for a recap on current events.
Immediately blanked on the name of the place we went to.
It is the Fickle Waters Inn.
Yes. We have begun traveling through the Underwelt with our guides, Renishi and Renamala. We stopped at a rest stop, I guess. But while we were there, Renamala noticed that there were a pair of Velbadran in the inn. We attempted to lure them out into an ambush, but were unsuccessful, and then alerted they attempted to ambush us. I was able to intercept them on a sky bridge connecting the inn to the stables and I believe staff quarters. And I noticed that there were defense features in the building, a drop release palisade, to be exact. I decided that if I could prevent the Velbadran from getting too close to my friends, I could hold them in position while the others could still engage them at a distance. So far, we have discovered that they are able to spit a magical entropic poison that is even affecting me. And one appears to be gearing up for it is going to try to drain the life of multiple people if we do not stop it. And I think that is where we are up to.
All right, then. As the person who sort of is least informed in all of this, how about we hear from Spider next?
Well, we arrived at the Fickle Waters Inn, not to be confused with Trickle Water, which was a nickname I gave to Lucas when he went to bed as a child. And we were having a rather nice evening, and I was about to convincingly win a game of cards when Renamala alerted us to the presence of some blood drinkers in the inn. And so I convinced one of them to meet me in the stables, though I think it might have caught on to the fact that it was a bit of a ruse and that we were planning an ambush because it brought its pair. And apparently they hunt in pairs, these things. And I have scaled the side of the building and jumped in a window, ready to ambush the thing once we engage. Though I did just hear a rather large clank, so I'm worried that things may not be going as planned.
All right, then. Alexandria, please.
Today is a very difficult day. We have eaten strange unknown meats. We have played games that I'm not very good at. We found Velbadran, and now we are fighting one. And Chevalier decided to lock himself in with them. I am not happy.
You are not happy. Okay. How's things going with you these days?
I'm sick of these idiots. I'm sick.
I mean, that's a mood.
Wow.
Listen, okay, this may be my first time with Velbadran, but it's not my first time in combat. And I can say very clearly that I know not to block an entry or exit way with my fat ass.
What's that?
It's pretty round if you ask me. I'm from behind you. Get out.
Well, don't. Maybe next time run faster.
Look,
Speaking of
it's
running
larger because you're
fast,
closer to it.
Yeah.
because my
Object.
face is here.
Take your face out from.
Please,
If
ladies,
you move out the way, I will. Anyway,
you're both pretty. Now back to Chi. You're please.
the Robo Boy, he runs so fast. I don't understand how. I'm not going to ask how. Spider somehow went into the completely wrong room. I don't even know where Lucas is. I hope he's not looking at my ass. I can't. I tried to shoot a thingy and it didn't work, and now I'm embarrassed because it should have. Anyway, it'll be fine as soon as. Move out the way.
I sense tension. Right.
Something about tense butts.
Yeah, I was about to say, and then I held my tongue. I said nothing instead
And
of saying
clench your
something.
ass.
Yeah, I know. I said nothing instead of saying something. Now I
What
feel
kind
I
of a
lost
role
out.
is sense tension?
That range, agility.
Or is it fortitude?
Oh
Oh no, that's tension.
Fortitude would be the maintain. That would be the sustain, not the.
Hmm.
Right then. So, by the way, map time. The traffic jam we're speaking of course, is the staircase coming up to the second floor from the stables. At the very bottom of the pile, of course, is Renamala. The only person who's actually apparently in this group actually had direct experience battling these creatures. Yeah, the one person who can't actually see them currently in any fashion. So that's getting awkward. And yeah, Lucas is halfway down the staircase behind Renishi, and sort of demanding in his very glib and somehow comical way to be in, what's going on? I can't see. My eyes don't go around corners, and that sort of thing. So yeah, as a reminder, so for those of you paying attention or not, let's see here, that is another portcullis, and is currently open. And back here is the entryway into the inn proper, with another portcullis, with a set of double doors and another portcullis. So I just realized the artwork is, no, those aren't, sorry, my apologies, that's not a portcullis, it's just a set of double doors. So this hunk of hallway in between is just hallway with a set of double doors at each end, and then the entire length of the hallway has got a portcullis just as you go into the main sleeping area. And then, as you guys can see here, just as you come up the stairs, there's the squares are 5 feet, 1.5 meters, just for making things easy for everybody. It's a common, it's an easy measure. So red lighting, of course, is this dim cast of red. Well, for everybody else except the two ebon elves. For them, it's a very bright, cheery tone of red, and everyone, and they can see just fine. Thank you. But yeah, there's the torch on the wall is actually a hunk of crystal, which is glowing and dancing with its own inner light. Fusing the area with a magical luminescence. The two ebon elf travelers are the two Velbran.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And as I commented when you first encountered them, they're apparently twins. They weren't immediately recognizable as such, sitting down in the main room, the common room of the inn. But when they're standing side by side, they're very obviously twins. All of you are. What's interesting is the effect you folks saw downstairs, where if you sort of weren't looking directly at them, they suddenly looked like an incredibly attractive person. Isn't happening here. They're just, no matter what happens, they're very. The best way of putting it is they look very convincingly like ebon elf travelers, but they are so stereotypical that it's jarring. Like they're really generic travelers is the best way of explaining almost it looks like background characters in a scene as opposed to if they were sorry, was that what you were going to say, Jamie?
They're like all of the black-haired characters in anime, and we're the colorful head characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
It's just like every anime scene I've ever seen.
Don't get a nosebleed, René.
So, we had just finished, I believe, the first round of combat. And Chevalier, I have, according to my notes, you have a +6 versus influence defense up currently.
Yes.
So just be aware of that.
Might have been better to make it entropy, but who,
Yeah. Yeah, I think the concern was that you were so worried about them overpowering you with illusions and stuff, or
My toughness is better than my resolve.
Yeah.
Shoring up a weakness rather than reinforcing a strength.
Yeah, makes sense.
Could I just check, because I guessed the legend points, if anyone else has a record of them?
Yeah, I have it right here. Just one moment. Where's the magic button? Magic button. Spirit magic helmet. Legend points. There we go. I have 1 point for the entire group.
Thank you.
1 point for Lucas. 1 point for V, and 1 point for Zondri.
Thank you very much. That's all I
And
needed.
Renishi also has one, but as an NPC, that's sort of not in you lot's purview anyway.
Renamala or Reneshi?
Renamala. My apologies, Renamala.
Cool.
NPC. Yeah, she got one just from a while ago. Which she's warding, jealously. As you do for past situations. Just as a reminder too, that when you spend a legend point, not only does it give you advantage 1, it also gives you +1, and that stacks for every legend point you spend up to your, and you can spend as many as I think your level. So yeah, I mean in this case it doesn't matter. There's only you've only got technically actually any of you could spend 2, so that would be advantage 2 +2. So that additional +2, that additional +2 actually starts to get quite important. Make a huge change. That can make a huge difference all by itself. All right, so Chevalier, I suspect you have a cunning plan. I'm eager to hear what it might be.
Yes,
Sure.
Chevalier, tell us.
Well, the one that's near the vocalist just was prepping itself to life drain, so it boomed itself, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Just 1 second. I got exactly what it was doing here. So what it had done was turned on beyond the pale.
Just essentially the life drain boon.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, we're going to make a main attack.
All right. What is your cunning plan, sir?
Turn off life drain.
Turn that off.
Don't get
it
to do that.
On.
Oh, that's okay. Some of those dice were better than others, but one of them explodes. So here we are.
That is better than others, yes.
Does a 22 beat their resolve?
They have a resolve 16, so yes, it absolutely does.
Cool. So I'm using nullify to be clear. So a lot of like little orbs sort of come out from behind Chevalier, and they sort of start like pelting this thing. It's not doing any damage. They're more like paintballs.
Yeah.
Sort of splodging against it, and then they start to sort of like crackle, I guess, with a bit of, sort of their own energy.
Yes.
And then the life drain goes away.
Mm-hmm.
It just like gets siphoned off, essentially.
Right.
And on top of that, that particular creature, where is it? Cannot benefit from or have the target boon evoked upon them for a minute.
A minute.
Boon or Bane?
Boon.
Yeah. So what it is that the boon that they were using was aura to boost life drain. So what you can
see.
Well, they're using. I don't think you can aura life drain.
Yeah, well, what they were doing was they were using aura to do an entropy attack, which was allowing them to boot.
Right. That was the confusion we had last time, because aura doesn't do that.
Yeah,
They were
and
turning on life drain to make an AoE attack next turn.
yes, that's what it was. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I'm turning life drain off,
Okay then.
and I'm going to use my bonus action. Is it bonus action in this game? Minor action? What do
Yeah,
you
it's
call it?
minor incidental
Minor
minor.
Right. Yes, I'm using my reckless attack feat to
All right.
make up a minor action attack
Okay.
with just melee.
hmm
Okay. 27 against guard.
27 against guard. They have an 18 guard. So okay, so I just want to look at the map here. So you're attacking the one literally to the southeast of you. Right, it's the closest one. Yep, got it.
I don't think I can see the other one.
Well, yeah, they're both in the same. I mean, yeah, they're literally they're 20 feet apart, and you're literally 10 feet from one and 5 feet from the other.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can only see one on my screen.
Oh, really? One sec. Let me check something here. Why would that be?
Yeah, same for me. I can only see the one opposite
Oh, because of the dark?
Alexandria.
No.
Where is it supposed to be?
Oh no, there is. It was on the floor, wasn't it? I could have
hang
sworn
on,
that one was on the floor.
what's that one? Yeah, well, yes, it was. One of them was knocked down, incapacitated, and then was but immediately made its save and is recapacitated.
Yeah, it was like there.
No, that's exactly it. It's and you're actually one square above it. I'm just trying to figure out why you guys can't see it.
It doesn't want to be seen.
This illusion magic is so good.
Yeah, because it was visible last session, so I'm not sure what's going on. Always for everyone.
You know what's really weird? I glance over at the cameraman. The cameraman can see.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's a
It
permission
is
issue.
real,
Yeah.
but only for half of my consciousness.
Awkward. So, what's going on here? Yeah, I see what you mean. Actually, the tokens are actually different. One of the tokens is grayed out, is what's going on.
Does Foundry's like layers? Is it on a GM
Mm.
only layer or something?
Yeah. That's what I'm just checking here is really quickly. Was for blah blah.
Sleep well.
You say that, Puck?
I thought I was muted.
You were not.
Sleep well, dear dog. Sleep well, my prince.
Is that, what? Do you not say goodnight to your pets? No.
I don't have any pets.
My pet is a monster, and I say, "All right, bastard, off you go."
I mean, yeah.
I
I have a couple of cats. The closest thing I say is get out of my way. Perhaps.
Wow. I mean, okay, so I'm the only one that like has a pet that I actually like. What's
be
going
fair,
on?
I
Oh,
love
but
my
yours are
cat.
previous
oh no, but
pets.
yours are cats. That is how you treat cats.
That's
Sorry.
just how
That
you
is-
love a cat.
That's how you show love to a cat.
I don't
forgot.
know. The last cat that I fostered, I was like, "Good night, sleep well, little baby."
It wasn't your cat.
It
Yeah,
was
like
for
other
real.
people's children, it's much
you
more
talking
easy to
about-
have fun. You can just be like, you can just give them back when they're terrible.
Are you talking about the cat that you
Oh
found?
yes,
that
let's
didn't
have
want to
as
spend
much
time
red
with you?
cordial as you like.
Love
Give
spending
cats red
time with
cordial.
me. Just he was sick of me taking photos of him.
I don't know.
Leave me alone, foster mother. I am done.
So-
That is what he
Good
was
day.
saying.
She was like, "I'll fucking kill you." You won't even see it coming.
Don't you know I'm a cat?
No,
you not
I
think
was
about
gonna
that?
say something.
Always for everyone and update token. Can everyone see
Guys,
that?
there's two of them.
Ah, yes,
Okay.
I see.
Oh God.
You might be in
Oh,
trouble.
why didn't we just let there be one? Our
We
ambush
already
succeeded
said
after
if you
all.
can't see it, it's not scary, and now we can see it. We're like, scary.
I mean, that's what Alexandria's been going on this whole time.
How bad can it be? I can't see either of them. No problem. All right.
I didn't. So I didn't get 10 over their guard, did I?
Okay. So what your roll? Your roll was what?
27.
27. They have an 18. So you hit 9.
You're
Yep.
kidding.
Yep.
So close.
All right. And then
There is a uncomfortable grinding when I do that. Coming
Yeah.
amongst given that a lot of his joints are clogged with magical poison.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
that he is literally overclocking himself at this point.
Right. So yeah, that's awkward. And that should be turned on.
Probably like a section of the on the reinforcement just like
Mhm.
sloughs off.
Gotcha.
Ugh.
Lofts is never a good word.
It's
Oh.
never the word you want to hear. It doesn't
No.
matter what it's in context of.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a direct result of taking damage and being sick and being fatigued.
Yuck.
All the happy. Just one
And
second.
who else is to blame other than the person who put the portcullis
I
down?
feel like this is on me. I feel like I had a rough idea of what I was getting into, and it was all of this.
I value.
I
I'm
had a
still not
thought.
happy.
It was just a bad idea. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to pull it away from the thing.
Yep.
You
But-
failed.
Not even just getting 9 rather than 10. It's just like, come
Mhm.
on, come on.
All right. I just need to double check the power. Just really quickly in here. I'm just double checking that power level. The aura is power level 5. That's 15 feet. Yeah. Just really quickly. Double check.
Or is power level 8 to get 15 feet.
All right. So okay, so what does what's 10 by what's a 5 by them? It's 10 feet.
Power level 4 is 5 foot. Power level
Okay.
6 is 10 foot.
All right. So yeah. All right.
So what we established was that they weren't using aura at all. They were just using life drain.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's yeah. So yeah. So they've got I've got 2 of them.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
It actually you're right. It's actually not aura. It's okay. It's just AOEs is what they're doing. because
Yeah,
the
they
aura-
do life drain and then they do a multi-target attack or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
All
I
right.
turned that
Yeah.
off for one of them, and the other one
Yes.
hasn't turned it on because it's
On the
been
floor.
they've been spinning on me.
Yes. Rack to it.
Yeah, but they get like 2 actions in a row, so we're not out of the woods yet.
But Jamie, you're on our side. Can you please?
I'm just saying.
All right. That's not what I meant to do.
Not
Turn
2
that
actions. They're multi-attacking. It's entirely different.
off.
Did they use
No, they got
the,
2 didn't they get 2
the
actions? in one?
boon?
I think they've
Sorry.
got the multi-attack
so what-
feat or something like that.
Well, okay. So first off is
I
that
remember looking into it last week. 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, fortnight.
yeah, Fortnite. Which is 2 weeks for everyone in America.
I was about to say everyone in America now thinks we're gonna put Mario hats on and start trying to cover.
Yeah. So what it is
Spoilers, but where the next DLC for Fortnite?
awkward.
Just
That's
Finally,
pretty cool.
someone says it.
So yes, they have multi-banes. There's poison spit is multi-bane and multi-attack, and then their meat trap is multi-bane, multi-attack. The AoEs they're doing are just relying on the fact that they've got ridiculously high stats for the entropy, for the life drain entropy and the persistent damage. So, yeah, the catch the way these things work is they turn on life drain, they turn on life drain, and then they turn on persistent damage, and then by definition, every time they hit you for a couple of points of persistent damage, they heal, because that's what life drain does.
I don't like it.
What if we
Yeah.
just said no?
I mean, I
No.
literally did. I literally did that.
He
That was
just
my whole turn.
Just
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Spider, what's your cunning plan, my man?
Yeah. So I
Something
can
close-
hear the sounds of Chevalier in battle behind the door that I'm hiding behind.
Yeah.
And I ain't no coward. So I guess the plan is to
Rush to your
swing this door open and lunge at the nearest vampire monster baddie I see with this magical sword.
Yeah, so go ahead and open that door. So that is what you. So if you actually,
Oh,
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's right in front of me. Okay, so it's like just like a 5-foot
Yeah.
It's like, first one I see.
fencing lunge. All right. Now
Spider to the rescue.
I need to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Does this count as catching an enemy off guard, or are they otherwise unaware of the attack?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because this is one of those funny things. But if you can beat a 15 on an agility roll, I will say absolutely. In other words, you are able to pull the door open sufficient and attack sufficiently swift that is essentially one action.
Yeah. So this is
Otherwise,
moving
there's enough.
with stealth.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's a sort of break in the action where you're ripping the door open and then preparing your attack, right? And that gives them a chance to prepare themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, make an agility roll and let's see what you do.
What did you say I had to beat?
Number 15 should be trivial for a master thief like you.
Well, I'm glad I get advantage 1 from my skill specialization, because that increases my 13 to a 17.
Very good. So yes, you basically are able to pull the door open and leap through it all in one action.
Okay, so this weapon has deadly 1, which means I get an extra advantage. But I don't have another D8 on hand. I do, but it's under my desk. So I'm just gonna roll these ones and then roll another one.
So I'm going to put a marker on this one here to indicate
It's the lowest. Reroll that. Okay, so that one's now the lowest, and this one exploded. 18 plus 6 is 24 plus 8 is 32. It exploded again.
That sounds good.
For a total of, I'll double check the math, but I believe it's 46. 18 plus 6 is 24, plus 2 8 is 16 is 40, plus a 6 is 46. Yeah.
awesome. All right. And you are attacking, and that is you're attacking their guard. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a standard attack.
46 minus 18.
46 is not standard.
That's 28.
Apparently it is when you just keep rolling 8.
That's more than half its damage pool in one hit.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So because I took the silencing strike feat, it is automatically silenced.
All right. All right. So that is that one down there. Just give me a second to realize I've done something silly here. I just need to clean something up very quickly. So that's number 1 just took 28 points of damage. Good barking grief. 28. That leaves it Yeah. Okay. So I noticed a little bit of the chat asking what the initiative order is. I have a Chevalier, followed by Spider, Alexandri, She, Lucas, Mala, followed by the two Velberdran.
Yeah.
They are +2, so they each get 2 additional actions. So all total, you'll be basically putting up with. They each get to go 3 times.
Sorry, that hurt my soul. I didn't mean to make that noise, but I did.
You actually did. I heard you quite clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like just dive out of the doorway and stab the cane sword through the thing's throat, silencing it, and then I get to apply another bane, right? Because I've got over 10.
Yes, I believe it's for every 10 points. You
not for every 10.
No, it's
just
if
over
you're
10.
you can
Okay.
only get 1. Yeah.
Okay. I need to read the rules. The problem is I'm running 2 systems which are very similar and yet very different from each other. So every once in a while I get swayed, confused with Open Legend and back and forth.
Yeah.
So
Does it?
last night.
Sam, maybe you'll know this. Does it have to be a bane I can usually apply against the same defense? Or
Yes,
just
I
with-
think it's with the same attribute.
It has to go with the same attribute pair.
the same attribute pet.
So if your attack is agility versus guard, then whatever bane you apply has to be agility. Now there are some cases where the
It has to be
weapon
agility, but it doesn't have to be agi versus guard.
No.
Okay.
It has to still, the roll still has to have beaten whatever the defense it would normally be against.
Okay.
Right. By
Got
that
it.
much.
Let's just say
don't
not
think
46 in anything. So yeah, their
yeah,
health
yeah.
slightly above 46. So
I think I'm gonna put persistent damage on this guy.
all right. What's the damage per round?
Yep, good question on that one.
And does
What else?
that benefit from your lethality?
Lethality only actually lethality is sort of irrelevant in those circumstances unless it gets to run away and try and heal, because then it's healed.
Right,
also-
right.
Benefits from magical healing in combat.
But what I
Which-
mean is, like, say they life drain,
It-
it could heal.
Yeah, it does take 5 lethal damage from my attack.
Right.
So it can't
It's
heal those
unlikely.
in combat is kind of the point there.
Yeah, the thing is, if it gets back up to max during this combat, I'm more worried about that than about the fact that its max is 5 lower. But yes.
That's fine. But you know what?
Yeah.
Just in case, because there's a lot of really
We'll
tasty
take
people
the
nearby.
wins that
Yeah,
we
that's a good
get.
point. It is a good point.
yeah,
And no,
take
the
it-
persistent damage isn't lethal.
No.
But because I have now a power level 6, because I have 6 agility. Correct? Yes. It is 1d8 damage at the beginning of its turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
1d8, and this is nullify. All right. Yeah, that was an exceedingly telling blow. Good hit. And that brings us to Alexandre.
Alexandre is
Still in front of me, yes.
stop your complaining.
Sorry, I wasn't quite done, which is that I'm then going to retreat the hell out of there because I see what's happened to Chevalier and I'm like, no, screw that. Yeah, and I'm gonna run just
You don't want
back.
entropic poison in your bits?
No,
I hate
gonna
to say
run
this,
back
but
25.
is there opportunity attacking in this?
there
Yes.
sure is.
Not
Which is like a great reason to take the evasive footwork feat, which I have.
As
It
you
allows
were.
me to move in and
as
out
you
of
were.
combat without taking.
Yes.
opportunity.
As you were. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's awkward.
I'm not a coward. I'm just very careful.
And is
A lot of
there,
people say that.
is there any difference? Just one sec here. This one's really gotten worked over already. Good job, y'all. This one here is fine, and will be expressing its displeasure at being knocked down in just a moment. Please hold. Well, your call is important to us. Your time is not. Alexandria, what are you up to?
Wow. Okay. Wow. I feel like I got attacked personally by that, but okay. Alexandria is angry at Chevalier.
Mhm. So she's going
but-
to nuke Chevalier's house. Yes.
But she is holding it back and directing it instead at the to Belvedran,
Okay.
and she's going to cast fear.
Okay.
She wants them to leave.
Excellent plan. Yes, have them flee in a full battle rage and terror back through the rest of the inn, through all the helpless and hopeless individuals.
You did this. Don't give me that look, Sam. You
There's
did
so
this.
many. There's so many other Banes.
You did this. You did this. You made it so that Alexandria was afraid enough for your safety.
All right then. Let's see that magic number.
Yeah, it might just fail. That we don't know.
We
What
don't-
am I rolling? It's been so long. Hang on a second.
Yes, we.
3d6. Might just fail if we're lucky, right? If we're lucky.
Might just fail if we're lucky. Yeah, I'm not
Got it.
sure if that is a good condition to be
You
operating
know,
under.
I actually think it has failed. 3, 5, 7. Yeah. 13.
Their
That's
resolve is
awful.
yeah, no, their resolve is 16. They're going to shrug that off.
Yeah.
They also have got if it was fear, they're immune to it anyway.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Well, there we go then.
They got tier 2 Bane resistance. This is fear.
Well, now Alexandria knows that.
Yes.
She's going to scream some more because that's her way.
Mhm.
And then turn to Reneshi, say, I'm getting out of the way. I'm moving. I'm moving.
But taking
And
time
then,
to what I'm doing. So directly north of you is a guardrail, so you sort of have to go up and around.
right. I see.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's gonna do that.
So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a guardrail at your back and one to your one to the south.
Yeah.
So you're sort of
Yep.
in that little L bit. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yep. She's staying tucked.
All right then. She. Cunning plan time there. She. Save these people from themselves.
We've had 3 or 4. One of us must have a cunning plan, right?
I mean, my cunning plan would have worked,
No, would have gotten so many people killed.
but not you. And that's the point.
That's,
Something zealot. What did you expect?
I'm not
Legitimately,
surprised.
What did you expect?
I think. Fuck. I think.
Yeah.
We're sure this is an improvement, right?
I think. I think Alexandra's gonna like move out the way, and this is probably the first time she's seen like head on the Verbladron, and she's like, "Oh shit."
Alexandra, get back in front of me.
Yeah. Your
Alexandra, I
ass
need
was
your
better. I need your ass.
Get back in the way. Get back in the way.
Ass here.
They can't resist ass of this magnitude.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's a cultural trait, and you shouldn't really shame people for that. Everyone's got their own tastes. Please don't be like that. That's not very kind.
So
We're
I
not
think
kink shaming. We're just taking advantage of the fact that it exists.
I think I'm gonna bane, and I'm going to use slowed
Right.
on the Verbladron right in front of me. How do I do that again? I'm getting it. Okay. Slowed.
Which
Right.
one are you rolling, entropy or energy?
Which one's better? I'm going to roll entropy. Apparently, is the only one that I have, which is pivy.
It's against toughness then.
Yeah. Okay. I'll run. I'll run. I'm not running anywhere. Okay.
You should. Oh,
It was
really?
very bad. Very bad.
Are we all rolling badly today? I didn't test my dice.
Nice test.
So
Failed.
it's 11.
So no.
No, I didn't think so either. Which is in character. She's a little bit spooked right now.
What were you targeting? Entropy versus what?
Toughness.
Toughness. Yeah, they've got a toughness of 14, so you weren't far off. Basically, you're going to blast you.
Wait, do I have something? I do. Well-rounded. Does something.
That's only Alexandri's ass. You can't use it. Sorry.
Or at least not in these circumstances.
Not right
Anytime you
now.
use, it's just an attribute. Right, gotcha.
It's distinctly out of combat as well.
It's
Is
not
it?
an action.
An action roll outside of combat that is not a bane or boon.
It literally says that. Cool. Yeah. I see that now.
So yeah,
It's the jack of all trades for like your bard characters. and your-
Gotcha. Then in that case, she is going to like turn around to Lucas and be like,
Just do the theater thing of just like,
just does the awkward shuffle.
Wait, where did she go?
I
Just
don't
letting
see-
Lucas go in front of me. I am stepping down a little bit.
Down the
I've
stairs?
got your back from here. Right.
Oddly, I don't see you.
It's because she's stepping down further and further.
You went back downstairs?
Oh, just a few. Yeah. Yeah. Back I go. I can heal much better from here.
Heal who, yourself?
Yes.
wow.
At least you're honest.
All right. So that brings us to Lucas. Awkward. All right then, Lucas. Time to do something horribly clever.
Mm,
Hang on a sec while I reconsider that.
yeah.
We really should plan correctly.
Mhm.
I think honestly,
There's a stabbable monster right there.
and honestly, I think that is the right, and that is essentially what he would do, is charge up to the gate. I've actually been sort of considering what his likely action would be given the circumstance. I think there's sort of two options, and I'm going to allow it up to the players as to what you think would make more sense. I can see two immediate reactions for someone like Lucas. One is that the porculus is in the way and possibly going to result in someone that he cares for being grievously injured. Two, his brother is also technically on the wrong side of the porculus. So I can see him literally coming up the stairs using converting his sword to energy and literally carving a door in the porculus. I can see him attempting to do that. Alternately, would be stabbing through the porculus to try and get the one directly ahead of him.
I would feel like if there wasn't a monster within stabbing range,
Mm.
like he'd immediately just carve his way through. But the fact that he can instead carve the enemy.
Yeah, and where I'm just going to say, and Spotter's not an immediate visible danger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that is correct. All right, one sec.
And he was further down the stairs when it happened. As
Yeah,
I
well.
feel like that's like the soldier training thing kicking in, right? Like, oh, we have the enemies in a death
Yeah.
trap. We stab them through the holes. That's what we do.
That makes sense. So he's going to 5, 10, 20. Okay, so 5 to there, 10, 15 gets him there. So he's got plenty of movement left. He'll charge forward. And 1 second, just waiting for. I thought I had saved his character sheet into my hard drive. Apparently, didn't. Just 1 sec while I go grab it. He sent it to me, so I got it. There we go. Drew, him. No, that's right. He sent it to me. He sent me the link on here. Muster. That's what it was. All right. So, and he can switch. Oh, that's right. He can switch might for energy is what it does. So yeah, I think literally quote unholy enemy. Yeah, I think he's actually going to. I think he will quote light up the longsword using the song. So yes, this will be an energy attack. And he actually has what does it? Inspiring champion. What does inspiring champion do?
He heals people if he takes someone out.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
No. If he exceeds the defense by 10 or more.
Right. All right. And then he's got multi-attack 1. So that means he can make 2 attacks and take 1 point off the so
you
it's
disadvantage 2.
disadvantage
2 attacks.
Yeah. So I think he's going to try that because honestly he's got a pretty good dice pool here. Let's see what we get. So it's a D20, a pair of D8s. Let's see what we get. All right, the 20 comes up with a natural 20, and the 2 8s come up with a pair of 5s. So I'm going to reroll the 2 8s. So that's a 1 and a 6. So that's a 1 and a 5 on the first attack. So that's okay. So 20 plus 6, we're at 26. Add another 6. He's at 31 on the attack on the first hit. Yeah, and that's versus an 18. So it's 18 points of damage. I think he just killed it. Let me just double check. No, it's still standing. But the second attack would quite likely fix that. Right then, so Inspiring Champion just went off, I think, because by 10.
Yeah. Anyone else taking damage except for me?
No.
Cool.
Why do you think Alexandria's concerned?
And I
Was
think
it the monsters that hurt me?
No,
I think and because he's thrusting with the longsword, he's going to inflict the persistent damage. And 36. Basically, he's limited by his might stat, which is 6. So he can do up to a power level 6 dot on it. What does that work out to be? Persistent damage.
1d8.
1d8. All right, that one's definitely dead. So now, because its DOT is now 2d8. So yeah. And then he hits it again.
Don't jinx me.
What?
Another natural 20. It's dead.
Oh God.
Was Lucas?
On the D8.
Let's take that vicious whatever one bonuses when you roll 20.
You see, Reneshi, we are actually good at our jobs.
Yeah.
So
One of you seems to be.
Between the 4 of us, we're
I'm
2
just-
competent people.
We both just stabbed the thing to death.
I'm
Pretty-
sorry, you didn't see it. You're down the stairs.
I
said-
have a
Hiding.
great view from here, thank you.
Of course you do.
second attack was 34. So he basically just drives the sword straight through the thing's head.
Can you roll 2d4 and tell me how much health I get back?
Yeah, sure.
I assume he only has 1 level of Inspiring Champion.
Nadine, can you be 1d4 and tell me how much psychic damage I just took?
Yes,
84.
he has Inspiring Champion 1.
That's right there.
T4.
Twice now.
Alexandria falls over.
So that's going to be 4 points.
Cool.
Alexandria needs a rest.
She's just
I
like,
think the technical term is swoon.
it's not a swoon. It's not a swoon. She's mad. She's so angry.
So yes,
Swoon from anger.
and Lucas will charge forward, drawing his sword, and the sword, of course, emerges as a sheet of white and gold glowing energy with musical notes trailing behind it as though it's sheet music. And he just literally lunges twice. The first one striking the creature in the chest, and it screams into this absolute discordance, completely inhuman tones. Pulls the sword, strikes again, and finishes the creature off.
More or less inhuman than the noise Alexandria makes when she's angry.
Exceedingly not less human.
Right.
And, 1 sec.
Oh,
while-
good.
Alexandria is still human. It just triggers that part in the back of your head from like lizard brain. It just goes right there, and you're like,
Which is
ah,
which is odd for Chevalier.
That's the
Yeah.
wrong sound. That is
why
the
did they
wrong.
program me with a fight or flight? No.
That is the wrong noise. It is a very wrong noise.
Looking you what he was getting into.
Yeah. Just 1 sec here. I'm trying to find a nasty creature looking thing. So I can post you some art to peek at. Where
I don't want it.
you
If I
absolutely
just don't
do.
look. If I just don't look, I'll be okay.
It works that way. So, I had the creature artwork for this thing picked. Where is it? Oh, what a drag.
We can get it when we kill the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, here we are. And copy link. How do we? Hello, copy link. There we go. So I'll just post that to the Twitch chat. Hey KJ, welcome. There we go. That's what the thing looks like. That's what shows up on the floor when it dies.
Oh, good. Thank you for showing me some horrors before I go to bed.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you contributed. Yeah.
It's the split jaw thing that really gets me.
Yeah.
Anything that has jaws inside its jaws, not to be messed with.
It's just jaws all the way down.
It just keeps eating you all the way.
And not in the happy fun way. All right. So
No,
let's see.
not in
That's,
the happy fun way.
Speaking of not in the happy fun way.
yeah, that's that one down. Well, the good news is you've just reduced the number of attacks that you're due by 3. And then Mala. Mala is going to be yelling at Renishi. Catch! You two have done this before, by the way. Yeah, just by the way. She's going to. She's at the bottom of the staircase, right? In her combat wheelchair. So she's going to basically pull a piece out of the armrest and throw it to you, and yell, "Toss it behind them!" Okay, so what it basically looks like is a frisbee sort of platinum-ish disc with a black stone in the middle of it. And yeah, so Renishi, essentially hucks this thing down the hallway. Just for amusement, Renishi, just do me a favor and roll me an I keep saying athletics, wrong system. That would be, yeah.
Agility or
I was just gonna say, you can actually pick. It's probably agility or might, whichever one you prefer, whichever one you think is better for you.
In before it bounces back down the stairs.
That's a one.
I don't know how to do math. 23.
So, just ping the square where you're aiming for.
I'm assuming when she says behind them,
Yep.
she means the Verblodon, so I'm gonna say there. She wants to like slide it in between Lucas's legs through the portcullis and kind of like hockey puck it all the way down.
Yeah, sure. So it slides along the ground. So I think reasonably speaking, you'd probably wind up either this square or that one, whichever you
exactly.
So it's going to come to a rest there. there is going to be a flash of, and then she's going to roll some dice. It's not automatic. She actually has to make the roll for this to go off. Her movement is 1d10. So d20 plus a d10. Yeah. Oops. That. That's not roll. Open it. Okay. Roll the 2 and then open it on the 10, so she's not going to look fully clear. 15. Exactly not a high enough power level to activate. All right, so she'll have to try that again next round. She basically thumbs a button on the a gemstone on the arm of her wheelchair. There's a flicker of magical energy. There's a flicker of magical energy over where the little frisbee has, or the hockey puck has coasted to a halt, but nothing happens. And she looks at the chair and curses under her breath.
So utters the mystical terms taught to her by the sages. Work, you piece of garbage.
Yes, that.
That one.
So like
See-
if they had an Apple product?
From Alexandre's perspective, I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. From Alexandre's perspective, Reneshi has now failed twice to manage to do something that they're trying to do through someone else's legs. It seems you're just getting distracted.
I'm thinking.
Really. Think about the right thing.
All right. The other critter. And
We
yeah.
don't call those critters. What were you? What? That's not a critter. That's a monstrosity. Oh,
Maybe in like a relative sense?
I can't get any higher than that. That's not today.
All right. What does the bad creature split jaw thing do?
All right.
Sure, is bad creature.
Actually, that's the problem. Is that because it's actually still this one's still breathing. It's actually still looks like a rather pleasant, if generic, ebon elf traveler. So
It's no longer a twin.
well, it's definitely not the twin of the thing laying on the ground, gasping and heaving. No. So I think, what would this thing reasonably do? They're not really interested in dying, so I think it's going to retreat. Well, parting shot and retreat. All right. What makes sense here? I think it would keep those don't work, don't do any difference. Yeah, okay, fine, we got it. All right, it's going to drop Meat Trap. It has multi-bane, multi-attack at 2. So it cannot see Spider. So the most obvious targets it has is Chevalier and Lucas. So the first thing is it has to actually hit you. So this is Phantasm. So it's influence versus resolve. Let's see here. So let's get to the basic roll. Okay, so multi-attack. So it's a disadvantage 1, and it gets advantage 2. So it's an advantage 1. So I'll just roll the other d10. This one here. See what we get. Shit roll. You folks are on luck. So that's a 15. I think both of you survived that quite handily. Lucas,
Even on buff, that's
Lucas resolve is a 17. So yes. So it so what you're both you and Lucas are going to hear is for lack of a better way of putting it, the room is going to swim slightly. The walls are going to turn this sort of ugly shade of decay is the best way of explaining. It is sort of as though you're watching accelerated time. The paint peels from the wall, the wood begins to rot under your feet, and you can clearly hear the sound of cries for help in the crackle of fire coming from below you. And you feel this incredible sense of disorientation sweep over you, but you're able to resist the influence of the magic that is being vented upon you and remain clinging to reality. So that is Phantasm and Stupefy as a double hitter. But you are... and then, yeah, absolutely gross. But that's the way its meat trap works. And then it's going to exercise its perspective, its prerogative for movement, and go for a quick jog. It gets to move 30 feet, which will
Go for a quick jog. Oh, it's bracing. It's bracing, isn't it?
Hang on a sec. Actually, I did that wrong because they are actually a little slow. They only have 25 feet of movement. That's correct. It's there instead. All right. And then it gets to go again because they're like that. And it's going to turn around. And you are, I think, what's the actual range here? Give me a ruler. Give me a ruler. Lucas is still in range. Well, Lucas is going to get on because it hurt. Because you heard it's hunting chum. Raktui. And Poison Spit. In point of fact, can't see. Yeah, well, actually, to do that, it's going to target Chevalier and Lucas, because, again, multi-bane, multi-attack. And yes, these things are rude. Let's see here. So that's Entropy versus Toughness. So that's 2d10. So that's advantage 1 again. So we'll get. The dice have decided you folks are getting away scot-free. I should roll another 1 on the 20.
I find it difficult to dislike this.
So that's a 15 versus Resolve. Sorry, 15 versus Toughness.
No.
Wow. All right. So yeah. Again, the splatter of this incredible, it's absolutely magical. There's no questioning that. Destructive, vomity kind of material that just splattered the wall, the floor, the bars of the portcullis, and you just, yeah, basically it's disintegrating the stuff as it hits. Yeah. And then Critter gets to move again for 25 feet.
None of those are good words, Michelle.
4, 5. There. It is now, and that's either, all right, and then at that point it's functionally out of range for any of its attacks. And so I think it will. It's just going to move. It's going to double move. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's it there? And there we go. All right, and that is number 2 done. How about we could take a quick break? Everyone can go refill their mugs and what, and we'll get going on, the next thing. As well, for lack of a better way of putting it, your worst nightmares are about to happen as this thing charges back into a room full of innocent people.
Oh, that's not Alexandri's worst nightmare, so that's fine. I was worried for a second.
I was worried for a second it might hurt Chevalier. It's just regular. It's just innocent civilians. Who cares?
Just regular. No, not who cares, but.
Yes, Miss Zealot.
She only has a few responsibilities. She can't be held responsible for the whole world. That just seems unfair.
All right. So yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Walkie cork.
Wunderbar.
We are back.
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
I read Shawnee's lips. I was like, yes, we are back.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the odd bit about me not running the stream from this side. Is I have no idea because I don't. If I wind up with a really bad case of feedback over the microphone if I've got the stream actually up. So I have the chat window open, but I actually have the stream turned off, so I can't tell if we're.
Rest assured, our beautiful faces are live on the internet now.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. You do that so well, Chantal.
That's because I'm an angel.
No. Right. So I think
Or
Chevalier
really sleepy. Either one works, right?
really sleepy. Yeah. Yeah, because plus 14, yeah, plus 13, yeah. So it's what, 1 in the morning, almost 2 in the morning for you folks?
It's 12:44.
Yeah, almost 1 in the morning, yeah.
Almost one. Not 4:44 captions, 12:44. Thank you.
Crazy caption. Okay. So according to my cunning calculations, I have a Chevalier.
Yeah.
That awkward moment with trying to play is off to go.
Much too quick, particularly when you're slowed. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna try and lift up this this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh.
It's
Disadvantage dice.
Yeah. And hang on a sec here. Lucas can is going to grab from his side and heft as well. That he's essentially going to use his action early, if you will, so you can add 2d8 onto that.
A high d20 roll, the savior of the disadvantaged. Where are we? Okay. Yep. All right. 26. No, 29.
29. So before I qualify that roll or explain the results of that roll, allow me to qualify that according to the official regulations, a 25 is an epic result. So yeah, between you and Lucas are actually able to heft that thing up. I think the best way of putting it is that Luke, you're probably not going to be able to get it up much higher than about waist height. It's just too damn heavy. But from that, with what you're able to do is basically get it to the point where everyone else can scoot under it. You can drop it again.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. Lucas will be over here. Each of you basically on, and that will sort of clear the road, as it were, for everyone else to just dart underneath. All right. So
I think
Colliding with a wall.
yeah, gets it lifted, and just says, "We cannot let it run amok in the inn with all those people."
We out of initiative
well,
as it has run.
So
Briefly, I mean.
Yeah. So for lack of, but there's two ways to do this, and I will leave it up to the players. If we stay in initiative time, then it goes last the next time you catch up to it. If we drop out of initiative, then we re-roll initiative when you guys encounter it. I will leave to you what sounds like a better deal.
Probably dropping out of initiative long enough to just get to it.
Sure.
Yeah, that seems fine.
So yeah. So just let me know what you folks are planning on doing and how you're planning on doing it and how they're doing, and we'll go from there.
I'm encouraging everyone to go. I am slowed at the moment, so I'll have to unslow myself before. But there's a time. Everyone else.
I think I can do something about that.
No.
Oh, I can do something about it. I'm not.
Can you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought it was blocked when you had hurt yourself.
I do.
Why are you slowed?
Fatigue.
Oh, I can get rid of that.
Yeah. But so can
No,
I.
I can.
No, but I can.
No, but I can.
Don't heal my automaton.
Sure, but you guys need to go stop the thing. I'm holding the thing. Go stop the other thing.
So while they're all arguing over who's nicest,
I'm nicest.
You're not.
And if you start dealing, he gets insistent. He's just like,
yeah,
there is no time for this. Go.
your spider's like already on the way, but not the way that would go past any of these people. Spider throws open this door to the room over here.
Mm-hmm.
Runs to this window. Throws it open.
Mm-hmm.
And goes by the most direct means possible,
Runs
jumping
along.
across to the sky bridge, and then through one of those windows on the sky bridge.
Sure. I will require you to do some thievery kind of stuff because the windows aren't, locked.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Also saying this loud enough that Marla also hears.
Yeah.
So that she
Yeah.
knows to
Well, similarly, I think as I run in between Chevalier yelling at them, I say, "We have to find whatever let them in." And then
Yes.
Speaking of that, I need you to stop them.
No shit, Sherlock.
I just need you to stop them long enough that I can get into their heads.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we'll teleport to there as when it's as her thing, and we'll scoop up the thing on the floor and slot back into the appropriate carry holder on her chair. Yep.
Yeah, I had to do something with these windows. What did you want me
Yeah,
to do?
because something locked window. So coming out is easy. Coming in is awkward. Yeah.
Mhm.
So although honestly, I think you default to a 16, don't you?
How big are these windows?
Well, they're 5 feet wide, 1.5 meters. You have to basically open both of them. Well, actually,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I guess the question is, are they like 4 windows segmented by like a wood barrier, or is it one big window that I could just smash in rather than?
No, it's much more like a French, like a mini French style window with a whole bunch of diamond-shaped panes.
Okay. All right, we're gonna try and open it then because
Yeah.
that sounds expensive to replace.
It does have.
Wow. Spider takes that far?
Yes,
When it
money is important to Spider.
Look how much damage the Velvetran did. Whoa, it's just awful.
Yeah, yeah. That automatic roll, Michelle, only counts for like knowledge rolls. So
Okay, all right.
I made an edgy, but I rolled 21.
21. Piece of cake pops open. It's I mean, you know a lot of thieves this would keep out, but you're not one of them. Let's do it that way. So yeah, you'll come through the window just in time to hear this crackle of energy, this blue yellow radiance, and Renamala will sort of appear behind you in her chair.
Yeah, cool trick. And I just keep running.
Yeah. So 1 second here. I'm just the critter gets to move too while you guys are all organizing yourselves. All right. Mm-hmm.
I might, at this point, invoke my proud flaw to just keep running ahead of people rather than waiting for them to catch up.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
I'm a run in all by myself. I did
Is that-
fine against the last one. This couldn't possibly go wrong.
Exactly.
Oh.
So yeah.
Trying to hurry the other three on. Just like,
Yeah. So yes,
move,
Lucas
keep
and
going,
Chevalier.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, Lucas and Chevalier basically can't move until Renishi and Alexandre do. So
I would love to get through, but I can't get through this wall.
let me open that door for you. Right. So go
Thank
ahead.
you so much. She slides under.
Look, you
would
chose to
love to get
phase into
through.
that wall. It's not.
Alexandre's like, I'd love to get through, but my fat ass won't get.
I would love to get through, but actually, I wait until you're gone because all that seems to happen is you get
No, if
distracted.
there's any waiting, Charlie's going to
leaving.
get insistent.
I'm leaving. I can't actually. I'm colliding with at least one wall. Hang on. There we go. Boop. I'm out of here.
Don't get on me. Ew.
Ew. Get out of here. Keep moving. What the hell are you doing? Get
Why
out of the
don't-
way.
Why don't we let Michelle put us where we would be when we catch up with the thing,
No.
rather than having this?
Get out
Yeah.
of my
Out of my
ass.
way.
you're
Move
still
your
moving-
fat ass.
You're still moving the tokens. It defeats the whole purpose of not being an initiative.
That.
So,
Get out of my way.
so
Fun, as I'm sure you're having.
yes. So Spider, I'm going to move you up ahead a bit because that's about the point you get. There's an obvious glow coming from around the corner. What is that?
Mhm.
That's off in this room. Hang on.
Alexandra would have her magical glasses on, so
I can actually see.
so can I,
Ready.
and I can see magic now.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Like,
So there's
legitimately, they can see magic. Don't look at me like that. Just saying that it's true.
I'm going to, as they're going, I'm going to attempt to reduce my fatigue.
sure. Go ahead and throw them the fancy dice stuff.
Okay.
Jasper, you come to a corner. There's obviously a
whoa.
sitting room around the bend, and then to the south of you looked like literally a couple of rows of tents. So what you're seeing on the map is actually what you're seeing, just for a better way of putting it.
Yep.
There are some doors you're running past. Each of the doors has got a little lantern hanging outside it, as though it was a cabin as opposed to a room.
Okay. Well, I mean, which direction did I see which direction it went? Or
Oh, that's just it. If you didn't see which way it went, you're standing at this corner going, which way? There's south between the tents. There's north up into the sitting area, and then there's the continuing west. I mean, you got a good enough sense of spaces and places as a professional thief that you're pretty sure that you're basically standing on top of the inn right now. So you're in the floor above the you were eating and playing cards earlier. So there's got to be stairs going down somewhere, right? And you remember,
is it
and
going that way? Like, I'm more interested in like keeping my ears open to hear which direction it might be running.
sure, make a perception check, please.
Yeah.
As the others are leaving, and everyone's through, and we drop the gate down again.
Yeah.
There's a sort of a brief moment of concentration, and then a bunch of the poison, gunk, whatever, is just sort of like it starts being sort of like it gets like forced out of his particularly around his legs, and like he's clearing up that particular area. So he just sort of vents a bunch of it, so he's no longer slowed by the fatigue, and then he sets off after the rest. And it's fatigue 1, not fatigue 2.
That's good.
I see.
That is
I
Mhm.
I got a 16 on that
16.
perception.
Actually quite a good roll. I'm going to actually make this an opposed roll because I like those. Let me check the critter sheet and see how well it does at not being heard. How not to be seen. Its agility is only 1d8, so it does not sneak very well.
Not as good as my perception was. So
Is a boss critter, so it does get advantage. Let's see what we get. That's a 17. 23. 17. So its roll was a 23 at remaining quiet. So you dart out into this space, and it's all you can hear, unfortunately, is the sounds of the bard and the the music playing downstairs, the people chatting, the kitchen noises. You would be aware that there's a staircase somewhere over here-ish, and probably somewhere over there-ish, based on what you saw from downstairs. I mean, that would be you remember, like when you were downstairs, remembering relative to where you are now. If that's the front over there, then okay, then there ought to be staircases around there, kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, you have no idea which way this thing's darted.
Yeah, I guess I yell, "We should check downstairs first. I'll take the far staircase." And I'll run towards the one you said that was over here.
Go ahead and head yourself over that way distance. Yeah, basically, just everyone double move is the easiest way of resolving this. And once you've moved, just give a sec while I tell everyone if there's anything that's worth seeing, or if you have questions or whatever, shout them out. So that's 30 for Lucas, and then
Lucas would be able to be closer to a little bit closer to the others than I would be as well.
Yeah.
You want me to double? I can't see.
Hang on a sec here. Yeah, door's open.
The door's open. I just can't see. As in, it's dark in here, despite the fact that I'm wearing glasses.
Oh, right. Hang on a sec. That is my mistake. Allow me to crank up the lighting. Because yeah, for you folks, it looks more like that. That's right. I forgot you guys had your glasses on. It's still not doing the right lighting thing. Daylight. There we are. And then, can I just, oops, don't do that. No, okay, there's no easy way to fix that. All right. So, yeah. For some reason, it's not doing the, oh, that's right. That's because I'm silly and forgot to turn something on. You have glasses on, so you essentially get a torch, is the way I'm doing that. And let me make sure that I have your torch settings right. Yes, I do. Oh, wow. Okay, hang on a second. That's 20, that's 40, and then... And that's that. And then update token. Yeah, for some reason your token wasn't set up right. My apologies. So yes, you should now be able to see properly. Let me just check everybody else real quick.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much Alexandria would just be like, here, I'm just going to wander around this dark space by myself. Yeah. I guess my question is there anything magical? Because that is something that Alexandria would just be seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what you're going to be aware of is all around you is so all of the little lights in this place are all magic items, and so there's this constant glitter of magic all around you. In fact,
right.
And so yeah, it's from that perspective, I won't say it's distracting, but at the same time, like I say, but there isn't anything, you don't see a magical creature clinging to the ceiling or anything like that. In point of fact, it's kind of there's just an absence, I think, is the best way of putting it, of that. You're looking around, but you're not seeing anything that makes any sense. It looks like a very, it looks like a room full of tents. Like there's just nothing. If there's anything unsettling about it, it's, quote, how normal this looks.
How there's just a room full of tents, because that's not normal.
Well,
Just to Alexandria.
yeah.
What I would like to do is cast detection.
Mm-hmm. And how does that work exactly?
I've used it before. It is a prescience boon. Sustain persistent. And when calling on the boon, I choose the type of aura I'm detecting. I can perceive auras pertaining to the chosen force and have an idea of their strength on the spectrum. They're usually based on deliberate action. So an otherwise kind shopkeeper would radiate a death aura for a time after poisoning or killing someone.
Gotcha.
I can choose from holy, unholy, life, death, magic, or special.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the glasses probably work on magic.
Yes. That is
So
what classes do.
yeah, I don't know if for unholy or death.
Mm.
Would we reasonably have talked about whether or not meat traps?
Or
The word,
yeah.
whether they would have a magical aura of death or no.
Particularly with the Velbadran, this is something you guys would have discussed. The Velbadran, specifically, it's illusory. Where a lot of creatures will use pheromones or scents or trickery in a much more mechanical sense. The creatures like the Velbadran are actually straight up using phantasmal magics to create the circumstances by which they can lure prey.
Okay. So if I use a death aura?
Well, yeah, because I'm just going to say, because it just did try and poison someone.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm going to do that.
Sure.
And see if I can detect
All right.
anything else as well.
Okay. So how do you need to make a roll for that, or how's that work?
I do, yes. It is a boon. Where did I put it? Here we go. And it is a prescience boon. So that's a D8. So it is active because it's only a power level 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. And okay, what page is that on? Oh, you've got the card.
Oh, I've got the card.
Yeah. Detection. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look it up real quick. I just want to double check the wording. Detection. There we are. Okay. Additionally, the GM may allow other types of suitable auras to be detected. So yeah, you could straight up just detect it. Use that to detect illusions. I would be okay with that.
Alexandria the Bloodhound.
Mm-hmm. It is a major action, power level 1. I don't think that means it can see through walls. I think you basically, at a power level 1, I think you sort of have to have direct line of sight to the creature. So there's good news and there's bad news. And they're essentially the same thing. You can't see it.
Right, okay.
It's not standing behind you invisibly. It's not.
We win.
It's not slasher movie moment where it's standing behind me, isn't it?
That's a win. I will keep it moving.
All right. All right. So yeah, everyone. So the intention is for everyone to head downstairs. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you guys come doors.
Spider was going downstairs. I don't know what the rest of us were doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going by the far stairway, and I told them to go by the.
I wasn't there when that happened. So.
Yeah. So So Spider. So I mean, Spider would be calling out loud enough to be heard across the room. There are going to be some mutters and sounds of what, huh, kind of thing in Ebonel from a couple of the tents. All right. So Jasper's going to head downstairs. What's Alexandria up to? She's just looked around, hasn't seen anything.
I'm going to maintain the spell and keep walking around, I guess, looking around. I mean, it's an aura, so it doesn't go through walls, but it's tense.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm willing to say that something like canvas would mask it slightly, but you'd still be able to see it dimly. But something like a wall, on the other hand, is just closed doors, walls, that kind of thing. That's just a barrier.
There's a door here. Can I open this door? I can open this door.
Yes, you can open this door. Do me a favor and roll me a d6. Tell me if you roll a 1 or a 2.
Oh no. I rolled a 5. I did not.
Roll a 5. Okay. This room is in fact empty, although there are some people. Somebody's effects in here.
I'll just leave and shut the door.
Yep.
I'm just looking for available. If the door's open, I'm just gonna go around opening doors and just looking.
Sure.
I'm in a horror movie and I don't like it.
What's Chevalier up to quickly?
I might do the same thing on this one over here.
All right, roll through the roll d6. Since I just knew as Chantal again. Alexandra, you mean?
I rolled 1.
You rolled a
No.
1. Do me a favor, roll another d6 and tell me if you roll another 1.
Yes.
Oh, really?
So the two ladies in the room who are in the middle of doing something pretty fascinating looking tell you to close the door and get the hell out.
That's what you get if you roll 1s?
She has rolled 28 ones. What did she get?
Let's just say that, like Chevalier, that's not what he was looking for. Wrong door, sorry, Blake.
Yeah, that was my feeling. It was like the first one was there's something there, and the second one was it's not what you want. And I was like,
I mean, if it had been Alexandra, it wouldn't have been 2 women. That's the thing, right? Like, that's really what we know.
yeah, it's not what that character wants.
It's not what that's.
All
I
right.
just imagine as Chevalier is closing the door, Alexander doing the head slide as the door.
He is screaming, and it's like
All right.
he's incapable of looking embarrassed, but you know.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Yeah.
awkward. So Mala is going to kind of giggle a bit at Chevalier and scoot on past. To there, Lucas is going to head down the middle area. He's going to head down to the south area to look around just in case it's hiding down. And he will call, "There's more tents down here." Okay, I would like all of you at this point to please make a perception check. Your target number is a 15. If you are south of Ranishi, it's a 20. So I think that's only Lucas. So just as Spider's getting to the top of the stairs, which is there, and Lucas. So Spider and Lucas are rolling. Their target number is a 20 due to distance.
16.
I got a 10, so no good. For
21.
Okay, let's see what Lucas comes up with.
Oh wait,
22.
yep, 16.
Of course, you will get 1 point more.
Alexandra is perceiving today.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That she is.
Yes. She doesn't
Lucas-
normally perceive, but she is today.
Apologies about that. Bump the microphone. Yeah, so Lucas is absolutely not perceiving today. So if your target number was a 15 and you made it, you're going to hear the sound of smashing glass from up over here.
I guess we're running in the direction of up over there.
All right.
Up over where now?
I will ping the map.
Oh, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Mhm. So everyone go ahead and single move, if you would be so kind, in the direction you plan on heading. Again, not really doing initiative, just trying to keep things keep the chaos to a minimum.
But why though?
I mean, me and Lucas didn't hear anything, so I'm heading down the stairs.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. Lucas is continuing to look around down here in case it's hiding down around this area. So we'll be over here. So you're going to get to the bottom of the stairs, by the way. Jasper, and I will ask you to make a perception check. Your target number, because you know what to look like, is going to be a 12. I think you pretty much make that automatically.
No, I definitely don't, but I got a 17.
Oh, very good. You can, because you know how to look for them, you're able to get to the bottom of the stairs and just glance around the room without focusing on anything. And your immediate glance suggests to you that it's not down here. You're not seeing the out of place handsome lizard folk warrior.
Yeah. Do I warn these people or not? Is the question.
Do you yell fire in the burning theater? Yes.
Well,
Or
I'm carrying an extinguisher.
I'm just going to say it's actually more a matter of, do you yell fire in the theater that an arsonist is wandering around in? That's the question. And yes, you're carrying an extinguisher.
I think I just named my weapon, but that's cool.
I like it.
Or but trolls in the dungeon.
It's a bit like that. Yeah, I think. No, Spider doesn't have a good enough read on the cultural response to yelling Velbladrun in a. So there's this moment where they go. I don't know whether they should get out or hide or fuck it. And runs through because it's quite late at night at this point, right?
Yeah, well, okay. Late at night for you, it's lunchtime, early afternoon for them.
Oh, okay. I thought a bunch of people had gone to their rooms.
Well, there are a few people upstairs, yeah, but for various reasons. But
then, until I hear otherwise, I'm going to stride purposefully through the room rather than run the door, out to front again.
Yeah, sure. I'll put the token up on the other map just so you can quote see. Just give me a sec here. I want to make sure that it's actually configured right, because I just realized that there's a couple of things which are weird about them.
Yeah, his intent is to get outside, draw, and then prepare his crossbow in case anything comes out.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, Jasper's token is set up correctly. So you'll be coming down here. Right?
Yep, I can now see. Yes. Yeah,
so and like I say, so there's 15, 20 people in here plus the wait staff, right? So you're heading for you're heading for the long way.
Yeah.
And so let me just do some. Yeah, that's cool. And then and as you get to that point, I will ask you to do another perception check, please. Target number is 15 because it's fairly hard to notice.
$24. Can you hear me? Hello.
You're there.
Hello?
You're there.
Is that working?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 24.
24. Hey, you look over here.
Where?
Hang on a sec here. Why is this? Because I'm hitting it wrong. Come on now. Hang on, my map. Suddenly it's not letting me ping the map. Oh, because this is. Hang on a sec. Activate. Yeah. So, hang on a sec. I'll just point at it with the ruler because for some reason it's not letting me. There. You're going to a glance of motion outside window as you're walking out through the front door.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, I'll start running in that direction, but we should check in with the others.
Yep. Back to over here. Sorry about that, folks. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Everyone go ahead and move your tokens. One distance, please.
1 times distance.
Yes. Lucas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. patrolling very intently, like the very image of a modern major general. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll get her there.
Doing weird things at my end, so I'm just going to refresh.
Yeah, sure. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Bibbidi-bobbidi.
You're back, mate.
I was just single moving. Did you say?
Yeah, just.
Uh,
And then I go here.
as Chevalier gets up there,
Mm-hmm.
he suddenly sort of just like sags slightly, and all the armor reinforcement just falls off.
Okay. With a clatter or a crunch?
No, neither. It kind of disintegrates.
Disintegrates.
Almost like to powder.
Gotcha. So there's a brief snowfall in the vicinity of Chevalier, and he's looking much leaner.
And then he also just sort of goes, oh, he's just like, it's like almost like it's like a slump. It's like,
All right. Renamala is going to yell, Lucas, you get up here. Why? Because it's up this way. Oh.
Lucas.
All right, so go ahead and y'all move again, if you please. And we'll go have a quick chat.
and it's still just single moving.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm slowed again.
Mhm. And same thing for you, Jamie.
Can't. Reneshi, move your butt.
I got here first.
Just
Charging up to the edge of the river space. And yeah. By the way, the water here is anywhere between 1.5 to 2 meters deep. It's flowing fast enough that you can see the eddies and ripples in the surface, but it's hardly a torrent. Okay. So swimming across it isn't problematic. And honestly, you know, if you're careful about it, it's just deep enough that walking across it is dicey towards the middle of it. You know, like I say, it's 1.5 to 2 meters deep towards the middle of it. It's fairly steep route. So, all right. And then Lucas is going to come charging up this way. 3. That's his movement. And then 3, 3. Okay. Reminder, by the way, that you can move your tokens using the arrow keys on your keyboard. I find it's actually easier to do it that way. All right. So Chevalier, I think, can clearly see through the open door ahead of you that the window in the room ahead has been smashed out, which was probably the sound of breaking glass you heard. All right. So yeah, I mean, you've got two options. One is to leap out the window, which, you know, at which point there's a gravity bill that needs to be paid. Alternately, turn around, run to the staircase to head back, you know, to
gravity bill. Gravity bill? Sounds expensive.
It does sound expensive. Yes. Gravity is not cheap.
No, especially when the bill smacks you in the face.
Spider's me like, just walk down the wall, y'all. What's the problem?
Actually, can I do that? Let me check.
Am I able to double move and just bodily throw myself out?
Oh, absolutely.
I just, it's like, I just,
There's no way I'm catching it up to it otherwise. Literally no other way.
So so you can catapult yourself out the window as you please.
we're going to have a conversation later.
I don't doubt it.
I look forward to that. So yeah.
Like my entire attitude during high school. I'm already in trouble, so.
To be clear, it does look like it's been busted open. Like it also has thrown itself out the window.
Absolutely.
Rather than like it's not just like edging along the side or something.
So now to land on it.
I was just going to say, well, I guess I was just going to say,
Elbow drop. Oh.
Yeah, there's something to be. Speaking of paying the gravity bill, sometimes you get somebody else to pick up the tab.
You imagine? I would love to see Chevalier like solidly elbow drop over someone. Just the image.
Pile
That
driver,
would be wonderful.
pile driver from a story and a half up. Yeah.
That would be an entropy roll.
Yeah, there's sort of like there's a bit of a moment when he sees this and he's just like, sort of like a glance up and just an inward sigh of like, both. It's like I'm gonna feel it now and then I'm gonna feel it later. But he also knows that in his condition, there's no way he can walk the long way.
Yeah.
And so he initially with a bit almost like a stumbling gait, but he sort of builds momentum and just out the window.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah. Chevalier will
Roll.
I was just gonna say I'll move your token to the grand foyer.
I see a robot come flying out the window.
Robot. Just 1 second. I need to double check the master.
Wait for it to be enough damage to completely annihilate him. He's just like oh no.
All right, vision has vision. Yes. Okay, yeah, it's all right. I don't know what the problem was. Okay. Cool.
I think you can see Reneshi look at that. And then just slowly turns round to Alexandri. And is like, what the fuck?
Who are these people and why do they do this?
Alexandri is just deeply face palming.
I feel like it's important that while he is currently like the oldest person in this group, he was essentially raised by an adventuring party.
That's what I find so damn funny about it, is that it all vaguely makes
there was a lot of his formative years, which were basically just like alongside a bard.
I was just going to say, yeah, following a high-level rogue and a high-level bard around and then wondering why do you keep doing that? Well, it worked for them. I mean,
Alexandri's gonna run to the window.
oh, all right. Hang on a second here. This is...
And then pile drive!
You can do it, so can I.
If Chevalier jumped off a cliff, would you buy?
All right. Hang on. Yeah, it's just again funny. Hang on a minute.
One needs to make a comic of that.
All right. The good news is, so yeah, this is the ad hoc thing. All right. It's actually not bad. All right. So, yeah, it's gonna be a D6 lethal, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Just my heal one.
So yeah. So just 1 sec here. I want to check. So yeah, okay. And so do me a favor here. What I'm going to ask you to do. Your target number is a 20. So athletic roll or anything else you think might be applicable. if you can break that, it's not lethal damage. In other words, you're able to land and absorb most of it. You're just going to take regular damage. Otherwise, you basically land in an unqualified heap. And you know, you really,
agility rather than athletics.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got disadvantage too, so hopes aren't high.
Hopes enough. You do have a legend point.
I
don't
want to use it on this.
All right.
No, I didn't get. I got like an 11.
Okay, bang. So yeah, it's going to be a D6 lethal. Things are going to go crunch when you hit the ground.
Yeah.
That's 4.
What part of your body lands first? You don't land on your feet and just go.
I think in fact
sort of tucks.
landing, but you know the catch is, of course, it's really hard on the knees and completely unnecessary.
The force, like because he's the armored parts of like the armored shell that he thing is essentially a ceramic. It's designed to be ablative.
Yeah.
So it probably looked quite bad. Like there's probably just like cobwebbing cracks just all through the white armor up his legs and probably up his chest as well. Probably a few bits of it just like fall off or something.
For once, Lucas isn't doing the. I just.
Yeah, for once, the problem's not Lucas. All right, Renishi, what are you up to? We'll talk about the because you know now split, so that's fun. I'm sure this will end well.
She's gonna go down the stairs like a normal person. She'll probably like jump over the railing so that she can, you know, feel at least a little cool.
All right, so go ahead and just do a double move to get you. Get left alone with the monster in the dark.
What?
Wait, what?
Mhm.
Hey, no.
Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know?
Renishi,
Lucas.
what's the Renishi has? So Renishi is Renishi going out the window?
No. I think.
Yeah.
She goes down the stairs.
Oh, that's a room.
Yeah,
that's a room.
Yeah, that's a room there. The stairs would be over here.
Oh well, then she'll.
Yeah, no. So just go ahead, and put yourself back, and move appropriately.
Well, she'll look at the window and go. How far a drop is it?
Story and a half.
Four and a half
that's
what?
gonna hurt.
4.5? Oh, floor and a half.
Story and a half, yeah.
Floor and a half. 1.5 stories.
Is there
How high
anything
is
to
that?
break my fall
Oh,
before
well,
that?
Chevalier.
Can't.
And then once you're there, then Alexandria has a clear path. So like it'll be helpful.
Have
If you really,
alteration of movement as
If you-
ability as a stat,
if you really high,
Yes, but it's not very high.
then never mind.
if you really high card, you can aim for the river, but that would require a pretty impressive roll.
No. Die.
Could jump into my arms, princess.
For once he's not talking to me, it's great.
Now I have like a decent amount of creation.
Uh-huh.
Can I make? Is there like vegetation down there?
Oh gosh, yes. If you go take a look at,
Creating costs time, though. What
Oh
is
well,
this
how much time?
creating of? I've been taking hours to create things.
Yeah,
if you
it's
can
like-
suddenly just do it, that's
Some pussy shit right there. Ugh, all right.
it's hard packed gravel, nasty rocks, and river.
Well,
Do you have power level 3 in movement? Because then you could just teleport.
no.
Oh well, look, I tried.
Right. She is going to it. Why not?
I don't like the sound of
she's gonna jump out of the window, and like aim for any kind of vegetation. And
So allow me to repeat myself. So it's hard
Yes.
packed gravel, nasty
Oh.
rock, river.
aiming for the river.
The river is a good 15 feet / 4 meters away from the window.
don't think she has like a standing jump of 15 feet. So what's going to happen is Reneshi is going to go up to the window and like climb in and stand within the window frame, look down, and then climb back into the house and turn around and go down the fucking stairs.
Love it.
As she does, she's just gonna like pat Alexandria on the shoulder and be like, I'm sure he'll catch you. And
Just
What's Alexandria up to now?
okay. Alexandra's gonna run over to the window.
Mhm. That's here. Yeah.
What can we see out of this? What can I see out of this window? Because obviously I'm on the wrong floor.
Yeah. So what you can see out this window is directly below you is
Yes.
Chevalier. Directly below Chevalier is some hard packed gravel. Beside Chevalier is some nasty rocks, and then
Mhm.
just back to the river.
So I can see further into the.
Oh yeah, I mean you can see. So the river is probably 15 feet, 4 or 5 meters wide. Then there's another bank of nasty rocks.
When I
the
say what can I see, I'm looking at detection.
Okay. Oh, glowy magic stuff. You mean? Gotcha.
That kind of thing. Glowy magic stuff, and if there's any death, is there any death? Now I'm like,
Yes, absolutely. There is a faint receding aura of doom, destruction, and malice heading to the south east.
the southeast, and how far away?
So it looks to be down. Okay, so I'll narrate it. As opposed to giving you the exact distance, it looks to be in the direction of the swimming pond behind behind the stables. That way, Chevalier can also look at the map and say, "Oh, okay, I can see where that is."
Swimming pond behind the stables. Where are the stables? Oh, okay. Okay. You said to the southeast.
Yeah.
I'm running back to the bridge.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and move your movements.
Wait, hang on. There's a door right here.
Mhm.
Oh, I go through this room. Oh no, I can't go through this.
Go
room.
ahead. Roll a d6, please.
Come on. Oh no. Two.
Yeah, there's actually somebody in this room. There's some soldier type chap who's who's sitting on the bed reading a book, and he kind of looks up at you and says, "Excuse me, knock at least."
Velbladran.
No.
Velbladran.
What?
Velbladran.
God, you've got a horrific accent. Did you say Velbladran?
Yes.
Where?
Outside southeast.
Oh, good grief. All right. He tosses the book aside and runs over to where his gear to the chest in the room and starts grabbing his equipment.
I'll shut the door on the way out. Because politeness. And I'm heading for the bridge.
Sure thing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I feel like someone needs to know. Someone needs to know, right? We can't handle this just in case.
Handle it. We just need to catch it. That's going to be the trick.
I'm working on it.
And from above, Chevalier, he's going to hear Renamala's voice. Chevalier, catch! Yeah, no, she's not driving. She's not driving out the window. She can't get up to the window. However, she can toss that little frisbee, that little iridium and carved frisbee out the window to land in Chevalier's hands. And then she's going to hit with the call out of toss it across the river.
Get across
So yeah.
the river.
Hmm?
I hook it across the river.
Very good. All right. Jasper, go ahead and move yourself. You can hear all kinds of conversation, screaming, people going on, yeah.
Yeah, the movement I saw came out
Yeah,
the window.
that where Chevalier is standing right now, yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't see it move across the river, so I'm guessing it's in that direction still. So I'm just gonna go. That's one move.
Yeah, you'll
Wait,
just
on
second up moving, you're flipping the corner building. So yeah, you'll be there. I got you.
Yeah. And can I see it? Or any movement?
Perception check of very high numbers, please.
Oh, that is high numbers. 23?
23. Yes, you can dimly ahead of you in the darkness see movement. It seems like it's literally, dark shadows moving in darkness. But, but for some reason you're convinced it's just there.
Yeah, I think this is. I think it's better for me to try and blind shot and slow it than it is for me to try and keep chasing.
I mean,
Sure.
it has worked every time you've done it.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
blind shots have a pretty good success rate. So we'll
Yeah.
try that.
Reminder, group is a legend point if you want to turn up the juice on this.
You mean to not have disadvantage anymore?
It's up like it's up to the group.
Blind is disadvantage 3, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So the group if he's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Okay, well I'm gonna try and
So it's another advantage and a +1.
With heavy crossbow, it is specialized in slowed, so that gives me 1 advantage, right? So I'm down to disadvantage 2. What do you guys think? Should I go with the legend point?
Yeah, do it.
All right. I don't feel like I tried to get there by myself with the proud thing, but I don't think it hurt me enough to give me another one. So
No, it didn't punch you in the nose.
yeah. All right.
Important
Disadvantage
actually
1
led you
then.
For lack of a better way of putting it.
With
Just
its teeth.
As luck would have it, yeah.
It didn't hit you in the nose with its teeth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So for slowed, why is that not on my sheet? It must be Agivus guard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, disadvantage 1. I lose the 8.
Oof.
But the other 2 went bad. It makes a total of 24.
Wow. Its guard is 18.
Yeah, 14
Nice.
and 2 5s. Yeah, well, he's slowed then.
Yeah. So you're actually just.
Yeah, I was just doing a bane attack, not a.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, you're going to crack it. There's going to be this. So yeah, Chevalier is going to see Spider dart past him, teetering on the edge of the riverbank, rocks tumbling into the water, shoulder up the crossbow, and just fire into the darkness. And there's going to be this shriek, this inhuman howl of frustration in the dark.
Cool. Well, that's me.
Would that be loud enough for all of us to hear?
If you're not near the window, no.
Okay.
It's really fun being those pesky kids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how close we had to like initiative here, so I don't know
I was
whether.
going to say we're about to wrap up for this week, but so we'll do initiative at the top at the beginning of next week. This is it's still semi-narrative, so yeah, and we're using that symbol, so just to mark it. So yeah, so it is slowed. That's really frigging irritating for it. It's not that fast to start with. It's relying on on the fact it's a boss critter to actually keep away from you. So that ability just went away for it. All right, cool. So yeah, Chevalier, you can quite hear that sound. Chevalier, you have movement if you like.
Yeah, just sprint towards it.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey.
So yes, you can clearly see that. Or just at the edge. I mean, it's just at the edge of your vision, but yeah, you can see it. All right. And then upstairs, Renamala is going to activate its report. And it's a D10.
Love it when my sister can teleport, but I can't.
She actually has extraordinary focus, it's built into the chair. So it's literally allows you to short circuit little details like terrain.
Nice.
So yeah. Let me just click this and then just double check the token, put it set up. That's what I thought. No, I did that wrong. 9, 5, and so she will appear there. Glitter of iridescence and light, but that's her major action, so she can't do anything else. Oh, wait a second. No, she can. She has where's the button? Renamala. She has combat momentum, which I think means she can take that as an incidental.
If it's combat momentum, it's you can move every time whenever you take them out.
Gotcha. Okay, she's got follow through and momentum. Yeah, right. No, she doesn't. Okay, I thought there was one I was looking for when I was updating her that had the ability to basically trade her things like teleport for a for movement as opposed to but no, she doesn't. Okay. But teleport is a move action for her.
Yeah, I think teleport is a move action.
Oh, right. So she's actually can she see that? Can she see the room? If I click her, yeah, she can actually see that. Again, just at the edge of her vision. I think she's just going to shoot the last thing. I think that is the. And I think she's going to go with her hammerhead arrow. So that's energy versus toughness. So it's 2d6 and 20. So that's a 17. It's a very good start to the day for her. It's a 1, which is fascinating. And then we get 5. So all total, that's 23. And I said that was energy versus toughness. It has a toughness of 14. So she absolutely nails this thing to the wall. And it is stunned. Let me double check. Bay resistance fear. Nope, does not have any defense against stun. So she just stuns this thing stupid. And that's a power level 4 stun. So it's swinging in the breeze and not going anywhere.
I think as a boss creature, it only loses like one of its normal initiative.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Which, given that it's slowed,
is
enough.
So now we eat it, correct? That's
yes.
That's the law of the underworld. Is
the theory? Yep.
If not eaten, if you not eat, you're eaten.
Yes, that is the way it works. Absolutely.
And now we eat it.
And now we dine.
Now, wait, what? All right. So yeah. So that's her action. And then that's going to leave Lucas, who is hearing everyone yell. Whose last instructions were to come join everybody. So he's going to 1, 2, 3, and then he'll get to there, sort of scooting between the tents to see everyone running his way. What's going on?
Downstairs.
Okay. So you two can move as well. Go ahead.
Wisely not telling Lucas that it went out the window.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Single move or double move?
Double move.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah. Alexander is just heading to the bridge, really.
Okay. And that's where we're going to leave it for today, folks. So yeah, oops, my apologies. So yeah, congratulations. You've got one of them down, and the other one on the run, and Chevalier's not dead.
Concerned for a second.
Chevalier is just crunchy right
I
now.
got the M2 people after last week's last session going. Did Chevalier just die?
Yeah, I definitely didn't send a message being like, so I've had some thoughts about what would happen. I've been idly thinking about what might happen should Chevalier ever happen to die, and I just kind of locked him in a room with a bunch of monsters. So here's my list of thoughts. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're good. We got some stuff. It just means I now don't have to write a letter to Alexandra.
We talked about that.
If you're reading this letter, things have gone wrong.
If you're reading this letter, you're probably really, really mad at me.
Shrug emoji.
Yeah. So yeah, so I figure next week we should probably get this wrapped up in one, at worst 2 rounds of combat, and then we'll be back to roleplay. These are a couple of boss level monsters, obviously, so they're kind of chewy. But yeah, you guys like absolutely wrecked the first one, so maybe you guys, if you can all sort of get to bear at the same place. I know I'm perpetually startled by how hard Spider hits when he's left alone. Like, surprise, whacka, and then vanish.
Surprise whacker. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's it for this week, because I know it's late for you folks.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Getting caught up on chat. So yeah, so I guess it's bye time. Let's start with Jamie.
That's me. I am Jamie Collette. You can find me on Twitter at Muffin Manifesto or on my website www.jamie-collette.com. I'm a voice actor and director, and I am also on Know Your Roles Blades in the Dark stream, which you can see at 2 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/Ractus, and you can see a bunch of the online shows that I've directed during COVID on streamedshakespeare.com.
Yes, Stream Shakespeare.
I highly recommend checking it out because we've just launched like the advertising for our new show, which is Henry IV Part 1 and 2 as a sci-fi space opera. Highly recommend.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, you have to
It's Henry IV in space.
In space.
Oh my gosh! All right, Nadine.
Me? I was
Yes.
ready. Hi, I'm Nadine. I'm a voice actor and writer and graphic designer and tired person.
Congratulations.
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at NE_actor, where I post some of the things that I'm doing. I have just finished writing something for Golda's Gazetteer, which is a fantastic D&D 5e expansion for a really good cause, and you can check out the Kickstarter there. That was really interesting, doing some writing for 5e, and I play Good Society with Shawnee occasionally when we can get our schedule sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot more thirsty than this
A lot
particular,
more thirsty.
but just as much sass, if not.
A lot of sass. And we also have a factoid of the week that is entirely to do with sex workers in France.
The French fornication fact of the fortnight. Specialist
Little F rating.
by one of our players, Phoebe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
So that's
they
me.
are amazing.
Fantastic. Alrighty.
That's me. I'm Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @the_realsammyp. I'm a Brisbane-based voice actor and performer. You can also find me on Mondays at daylight saving times, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Oh.
If you have daylight saving, so it's like 5
8
a.m. if you're an Eastern Standard.
Yeah.
So, the VODs are a thing.
VODs.
I think I don't know if they're working on getting it all together and all put up on YouTube, but it's on the RPG at Home channel. It's a group where you can sort of essentially book a GM to run sessions for you and and they run like one shots online and stuff that you can join. And we're playing Pulp Cthulhu and just doing a bunch of the adventures in that. And there should be a podcast that I do with Chantel coming out, I think, end of March, roughly.
Yes, end of March.
It's when it's all edited and put together, it will come out. But we are playtesting a new role-playing system called Era Silence by Shrike Tabletop. And so we've done the first episode. We're sort of recording it once a month, and then it gets broken up into 1 or 2 episodes to come out. So look forward to that. I have a couple other things, but they're not really in a place where I have enough details to talk about them. So stay tuned for that, I guess.
Stay tuned. All right, Chantel, please.
I am so many things.
You are absolutely like a couple of sisters. It's just
I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a game designer, I'm a streamer, I'm a psychologist. I spend a lot of time on Twitter or on my newly updated, much prettier website, wordswithcolor.com. Spelled either way you spell it. Americans, I bought Words with Color without the U, despite the fact that once you get there, it has the U.
good.
America, just cutting the letter. Anyway, as Sam said, I'm recording Era of Silence. I was one of the guests for Appendix N's book club podcast, which will air sometime in March also. Episode, I believe, 102. And we discussed one of the books that that inspired D&D. Appendix N basically goes through all of the appendix at the back of the D&D and says, let's read these and see how they inspire the game that we play. So, yeah. I'm also one of the writers on the narrative-heavy game Omens Rising, which is we've got some we've got art, we've got a deadline for some writing that's the end of the month. The end of the month. And
That's tomorrow.
I just looked at the date. Don't tell Chris. I have some editing to do.
Chris, watching It's Tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's okay for me because I'm in the future. So it's fine. It's fine. It's all gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine.
That makes it more tomorrow.
That actually makes it a day for her.
Fine, it's all fine. It's all going to be fine. I also play in the fully cosplayed stream at the Falkenstein Affair, which is bi-weekly. Americans isn't that weird, like fortnightly. All right, it's fortnightly on action_fiction on a Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then I'll be back here as long as we play Good Society.
Hey, you folks who are in the middle of doing game development, does Lost Worlds Archive want to perhaps sometime do a one-shot stream with one of them cool other new systems and have one of you folks do the GM and stuff?
I've never done the GM and stuff.
Excellent.
That would be a great time, wouldn't it?
I feel like I'm being put on the yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably at some point, yeah.
I just listened. You guys have been talking about these games. It's so damn cool. I would love to see them in play, and I think Lost Worlds is an excellent opportunity to get it out in front of different people. Yeah, give it some thought. Like, bring it up.
Yeah.
Bring it up. All right. And of course, I'm Michel Vaillancourt. Thank you very much, the Games Master, for these and storytellers. This awesome group of folks. Excuse me.
Sorry, that's not to you. That is to one person who wasn't looking.
Yeah, sure.
Nadine, this is for you.
So yeah, books, websites, stuff in the Streamlabs chat. Thank you very much for joining us. You can catch up with me as well on Twitter, MichelleV69. Equal parts Canadian politics as well as gaming stuff. And Sunday mornings, I try and be on semi-regularly talking about this game and many, many others that I'm involved in at my own live stream at 902 PE Gaming. I had someone actually ask what the 902 PE is. 902 is the area code for Prince Edward Island, and PE is the abbreviation for that. So that's where it comes from. So yeah, thanks for joining us all. We will be back next week. Chantal, thank you so much for taking over the technical aspect. This has probably been one of the most easy to handle sessions for me as a GM. It really was a whole lot less stress. I hope it wasn't a huge amount more stress for you.
Not really. I just have to figure out the tech aspects of it on this side, because I think some things fell down that didn't have to.
Fair enough. So yeah, that's it for us for this week. We'll be back next Saturday with the wrap up on the Monster Mash and then the dealing with the ramifications of an attempted murder mystery. That's it for us, folks. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you in a week. Please follow, subscribe. Well, you can't subscribe yet, can you? If you follow, you can get closer to subscribing because
Subscribe on YouTube.
The outro is running, so I feel like this is perfect.
This is one for us.
Just talk over it. It's great. Bye, everyone.
But which probably.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. We love you.